issues. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few, can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit, your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop, it's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired, can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Playing skill, you did.
Playing skill.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, pull on the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, pull on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, pull on the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, pull on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist. I get the money, but I never switch. They saying you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hate cause I told no risk. Why bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, watch out for I never switch.
All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and our home team. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
We go! 60 yards.
Here we go, T. Here I come. Here I come.
Deep grip.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Get it.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 31-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Wide, get wide.
61, matchbox lights.
Slam.
Say go.
Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You draw quarters.
Henry out of the pistol. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Down. 90 Wolf. Recon 132 fighter.
Watch the eye.
Snap.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. The intended receiver there, Allen. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. He'll drop to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Second and 4. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Panthers 7, Chargers 0. Graham Gano to kick off for Carolina.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
26-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Go now. 15 line. 15 line. 54.
Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
Go.
Motion, 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 motion.
On 2nd down now. It's Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Danny Shelton muscles his way in for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. The Charger drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Go.
Mike, check. 59.
2nd and 9 now. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Check 50.
A first down carry for Henry. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 19. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. On 2nd down, it's Henry, and he's in for a Charger touchdown. Derrick Henry. His first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Joey Bosa with the tackle for loss. How about that pedigree in his family?
Yeah, some good pedigree. Tell us about it, Mr. Davis.
Dad played in the NFL, first-round draft pick. Uncle was a first-round draft pick. He's got a brother coming behind him. But Joey Bosa, guy plays really, really hard and plays all aspects on defense.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back to throw now on first down. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Carolina.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second and 11. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to haul it in before it hits the ground?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On now, Graham Gano. He's hit from 63 as recently as last year. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Remember, last year in Week 5, Gano was good from 63 away to beat the Giants on the final play. This not as critical of a kick or as long, but also not as successful.
You're exactly right about that. I was fortunate enough to be on the call for that game, you know, and me and my crew, we got to see him. And when they lined up, we thought, that's a long way. We know he's got a big leg, and then he hammered it. Probably would have been good up to about 70 yards. And after the game, the head coach, Ron Rivera, told the media that his special teams coach had told him, hey, he's good up to 65, coach. And each game, that's what the special teams coach does. Evaluates the distance, lets the head coach know.
Yeah, no doubt he's got the leg. But and for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first.
After a turnover, I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
At the 29-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The Charger drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
So don't say nothing. Rush in. Hard.
Ready? Again, it's Henry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Set. 90. Wolf.
59. Mike to 59. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
Look at me. Zipper.
He's coming in motion. Hey. Mike's 5'9". Mike's 5'9".
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, let's get in that holes. Mike's 59. Let's go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, exit.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go.
Hey.
On play action, they'll throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, Zoo.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Zoo.
2nd and 10. He's got it to Williams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now back to throw. And it's complete. Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Mike 54. Coming to you, coming to you. Hatchet, hatchet.
Hey, Sam off. Go.
On 1st down, Henry. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 10, 10.
Greystone travel.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Brings up 3rd.
Hey.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, huh?
Out of the gun now on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And a sack by one of the most consistent D linemen in the game, Gerald McCoy. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Bravo. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Come on, QB, come on.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Kill. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Bring it. Twist. Come on.
Third down. Here's McCaffrey. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with fourth down forthcoming. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
up. He trusted his defense. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Dontari Poe marches in for the sack. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Hey, box truck.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw. A crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
This is McCaffrey. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. McCaffrey on the counter. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not because this amount of time.
Under pressure and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. What a gut punch. That should be the nail in the coffin with those 2 points making this a 2-score game now with time, Charles, clearly not on their side.
Yeah, they have to give the football away as well. Had a chance. Yeah, it was a small chance to get down the field. But guess what? This one's now just about over.
And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second.